Hello guys, welcome back to the Cassidy Show, episode 2. So, thank you for joining me if you're back for another episode. Last week I touched briefly on Love Island and my experience on Love Island. And so when I was trying to decide who I wanted to have on as my first guest for the show, a lot of thought went into it because, well, it's exciting being the first guest. I feel like the first guest will always be remembered as like the first guest. So I thought I would like to bring it back to where it all began, and that was Love Island for me. That's how I got into the role that I'm in. It's how I got onto social media, and it's where my life sort of started going in a different direction was after Love Island. My experience on Love Island was amazing. It had lots of highs and lots of lows, but the best thing, hands down, that came out of Love Island for me was the friendships that I made and the girls that I met on that show. So these girls that I'm having on today are very, very near and dear to my heart. They played a huge role in my experience on the show, but not only that, they were so incredible to me after the show. They stuck by me, and 4 years on, we're still such good friends, and that's something that I cherish so much. So I wanted nothing more than to have Francoise, Shelby, and Eden from Season 1 Australia Love Island as my first set of guests on the Cassidy Show. All right, without further ado, here are my ladies. Welcome!
Hello! Oh my goodness.
Come take a seat on the couch. Hello, honey. Hi, welcome. Welcome, ladies. Thank you so much for coming on my show.
Thanks for having us.
Yes. How are we?
We're hungover. As you would know,
You're to blame for that.
No, you little bitches. I was not the one. First of all, who poured 2 glasses of red in each glass last night?
Shelby.
Yeah,
That was not me.
fucker. They were here bullying me because I don't drink red wine. And so they were like, you need to drink an equivalent of 2 cocktails to our 1 glass of red wine, which I think is bullshit.
No, I think that's fair.
I don't think that's accurate at all.
I think we all know what happened after, and that was all you to blame. We're not going to talk about that here.
For legal reasons? Nothing. I don't know what you're doing. Anyway, yeah, so we got on the terps last night. We went out for what was meant to be we went out for what was meant to be a civilized dinner, and then because we're all delinquents,
One thing led to another.
and
It's supposed to be a nice Monday night dinner that ended
Can't be trusted.
But we know what we're all like together, so it's pretty obvious.
I was saying just before at breakfast, I was like, have we ever just had a wholesome reunion?
Never.
who would
What is
want that?
wholesome?
What is that?
Who the fuck would want that? No. Anyway, so Eden, something very exciting happened for you yesterday.
Yes. I bought a house yesterday. I literally got like a confirmation email as we arrived. I was in the plane and got it, but yeah, I'm so excited.
We had so much to celebrate.
Yes,
that is
we
awesome.
did. Yes, at least we had many reasons to celebrate last night, so it all makes today worth it. But if I'm slow in the head today, this is why. I'm trying to really think of my thoughts before I say them.
And Shelbs, you head off to the US on Saturday.
Yeah, so exciting.
Tell us, how much have you booked?
Thank you so much for asking that. Yeah, not much. Just kind of winging it. So
By winging it, you've gone for a month and you've booked, the first week's worth of accommodation?
yeah, just the first week.
And she leaves in 4 days.
Yeah, but oh well, I'll figure it out as I go. Always do.
Anxiety inducing. Unreal.
Much like my 3 espresso martinis last night.
Yeah. if Francoise is sitting there on the couch, it's because she was slamming espresso martinis like they were going out of fashion.
So if you had a motivational quote for this show today, would it just be say no to the 3rd espresso martini?
It was probably enough after the first one. So, yeah.
I think, isn't that a rule? Like, stick to only 1 espresso martini for the night?
Well, why didn't anybody else just stop me?
We did
tried.
say,
We
we said,
tried.
now it's time for another one. You went, no, I'll be
I don't
fine.
remember
Let's
this.
get a 3rd.
I do not recall.
You little bitches.
Again.
So, post Love Island, 4 years on.
4
We're still, what is it, 4 years in May, we're still riding the coattails, we're still hanging on to that. that shred of relevance.
The only claim to fame.
But in all honesty, how often Love Island is still like the most frequently asked thing.
Yeah.
Like I swear people try and there's fluff on my nose. There's something going on here. I don't know.
I feel like I'm gonna pop a tit too. So someone let me know if that happens at any time in the show.
Oh, fuck me. Any users, yeah. So,
What was the question?
Come on, get a
next question.
I can't look at you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stay this way.
She's lost it. The cackle's about to come, guys.
she's
This is the
she's
good
got
part.
like the giggles.
The cackle.
No, we got the snort. What's that noise?
No, so Love Island, I think people try to say that we hang on to the fame of Love Island. We still get peppered every day with Love Island questions, yes.
Yeah.
It's one of the main reasons why I wanted to have you girls on was because anytime you do a Q&A, because whenever I watch your Q&As, like none of you answer what I would imagine is like so many Love Island related questions. Because like once one comes through and you answer it, then it's like they go back and they just ask more. So you just have to don't feed the addiction.
Thing. Yeah.
It's all they know us for as well, though.
Yeah.
That's where it all began. The following is all mainly Love Island related people. So
Yeah.
they just want to know the tea. They want to know who you're still friends with. You know, who you've got beef with is probably the most interesting for them.
Who do you want to see burn in hell?
We'll get there.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Shelby's got a very short list.
Yeah. One person. No, like I'm never gonna be mad at it. Like I think it's honestly like the blind loyalty, especially to people's loyalties to mine and Erin's relationship is just insane. Like people still get so concerned. They're like, "Are you and Erin still friends? Do you guys still talk to each other?" And I'm like, it makes me sad because I'm like, they really do read into social media like it's. We don't live in the same state. We don't see each other, so they automatically assume we hate each other. But like,
And Erin was invited to be here today.
yes,
so.
Erin. So
We hate her.
no,
So she doesn't have beef with
the
her. Don't read
single
into
one
it.
list. No, Erin was planning on being here, but it's her birthday this week, so she was unable to make it. So she's here with us in spirit.
Happy birthday, Erin.
Yeah, happy birthday for the 13th. But no, I think one of the main questions that we get from Love Island is, was it staged? And like the short
Yes.
We all
script.
had scripts we had to learn
Scripts
every
we
morning.
had to learn overnight for a whole 24 hours of filming was crazy.
Cassidy
honestly,
sat in front of the mirror practicing the tears
my
every single
ability
day.
to cry on cue is just immaculate. Where's my fucking Oscar? Honestly.
Go ask Will Smith.
My number one answer to that is when people ask, like, was it staged, like, scripted? I'm like, no. And they're like, why was it so crazy? And I'm like, if we all got, say us right now, like, got locked into this warehouse
4 walls.
for weeks with nothing to do, we would all just pick
You would
fights
go
for fun.
crazy.
Like, you'd go loopy.
I hate you,
Like-
stupid bitch.
Yeah, but that's what
And
happens.
they wouldn't even give us, that wasn't even on alcohol, with
Oh my
alcohol.
god, could
Yeah.
you imagine if it was alcohol?
Well, the one night we all got a little bit half cut. That's when.
yeah,
There
the
was a
fight
punch
job.
off.
Yeah,
Quite
yeah.
literally.
Shit just went down.
No, like I wouldn't. It's not staged as much as like when they would encourage those conversations. Like
Yeah.
gen-
Produced and it's guided. Like,
yeah,
that's what TV
like genuinely
is.
we got pretty good. Like we knew like if we'd come back from a challenge and something happened, like because we always just wanted to be left alone. Like that's how I felt about it. Like the sooner you get in, you fucking say your piece and you get out, they'll leave you alone.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, can you guys just have that conversation again? But like, can you just go into more detail? So it's like, but these people are like, oh God, they're so hung up on Gran or so hung up on Jax, or it's like, I'm just, you got to go into that detail and then,
Yeah.
They're constantly probing you and
Yeah.
like getting that information out of you. So that's all you do. You talk
And you'll
about
make
feelings
like
all day.
one little comment to a friend somewhere in the corner of the house, and then you've got a producer like, hey, can you actually, about that comment, can you go grab Shelby for a
just
chat
go sit
and then
down.
have a full conversation about that comment that you said? And I'm like, I don't even remember saying that, but okay.
half the time you probably didn't even say it. They're just like, oh yeah, no, you said that you'd marry Jax. Can you just go and touch on that, please? What the fuck did I say?
And you're like,
Who do you girls keep in touch with from the show? Like, who are the main people?
I think it's
Or is it a short
right,
list of who you don't keep in touch with?
It's literally just...
Yeah, like all of us. I feel bad, like I'm probably going to forget someone. Kim, Erin.
It's all just us.
I think that's it.
Us six, yeah.
Oh, Teddy sometimes, just because he's on the Gold Coast. Why are you giving me that face? Yeah, what about you, Francois?
I think all of us feel the same. Like,
Yeah.
we speak to the same people, the ones
Yeah.
we've always maintained a friendship. And of course, COVID got in between all of that. So we weren't able to see each other over the last 2 years. So it's just what came naturally to maintain a friendship. You don't have to speak to somebody
Yeah.
every day. You don't have to see them every day. But you just know that when push comes to shove, or you can catch up 2 years later and it's like nothing changed.
And that's honestly like what this was. The last time we all saw each other was what?
Your birthday.
My birthday, 2020. So the year COVID happened, like 2 months before. We haven't seen each other or been together since then. And it's literally like no time's passed at all.
Yeah, nothing's changed.
Nothing has changed. Maturity probably
Still
less.
Still making very bad decisions.
Yeah, losing brain cells by the second.
All gone a little bit loopy, so it's even more fun. Is there anyone that... Who are you not friends with? Ooh.
Ooh, we're getting deep.
I mean, we were chatting about this last night, but I think a good way to explain it is whoever we follow on Instagram is kind of like...
Give us a fucking name, Eden.
I mean, I never had beef with anyone like on the show. I haven't really had it afterwards. You just like distance yourself and then you log on and see that a few of the members have unfollowed you and you're like, oh shit, like we want names. I didn't know we had beef. I didn't know we had beef, but all right, we have beef. No.
Listen.
I think people just get distant and like,
It's 4 years later. You don't have to be friends with the 10, 15 people that we all met on a show.
No, it's more so like
just
not
because
even,
you're not.
I like the people that I follow are the people that I'm friends with and I like love and care about. The people that I don't follow, it's not that I don't necessarily support them. Like I'm happy for them. Like I want, like Grant, for example. I swear people want to hear me say I hate that guy and I want to see him fucking burn in hell. No, I have no what's that expression?
Ill wishes.
Ill wishes towards that man. Like he's got a kid now. Like good on him. Like he had a.
Oh my god, that's right. He has a kid. I forgot
He's
about
got a
that.
kid. Like I don't want anything bad for him. Like good on him. He's fucking living his life. Like Eden, on the other hand, like I think he's a boy. Eden. I don't like him. He's probably one that I don't support. I never will. He's one that it's a hard no. Whereas the other ones, like, I don't follow them.
You're also not going to let it consume you
No.
and spend your time hating on people that you don't need to have a connection with, or you don't need to maintain any kind of positive or negative relationship.
Yeah, it's just you just don't feel anything towards them. But I think it's
They do not exist.
Cassidy's got a burn book of 1 page.
Yeah, Eden. Listen, Eden's real name is Eden, and she was the original Eden. She should have been.
Yeah. They took my name and they told me when I got to Spain, so there was no other decision for me.
There's
no longer
some tea.
Did you get to pick your name?
No, they were like, they go, oh, by the way, we're thinking of a new name for you, and I was
Didn't
like,
they have another
wait,
one?
what? And it was either Denny or Matt. And I fully thought she was taking the piss. Like, I was like, oh, that's fun. And she was like, no, like, what do you think? And I was like, can't I just be like Edie at least?
Yeah,
or
Edie,
just
yeah.
Edes? And they're like, no, too similar. I'm like, what do you mean? You watch The Bachelor and it's like Josh R, Josh M, Josh L, like, who cares? And it was more confusing that I walked on and said, oh, hey guys, my name's Mac. And everyone was like, why?
We would
everyone
call out to you and you wouldn't answer.
yeah, because I'm like, I've never been called this before in my life.
Is this girl fucking Australian?
And then they'd be like, Eden, and I'd be like, what? You hear Aaron from the other side of the house be like, Eden, and I'd be like, what? And it wasn't for me. It was terrifying. But fuck, no, it's really fucked me over, to be honest. And so I would never agree to something like that again. Like
4 years
really
on, she's still trying to get rid of Mac.
Yeah, I hate it. And I just wish that I had just stuck to my guns and said no, to be honest. But
Thank God it wasn't Denny.
Yeah.
Jesus. No offense to anyone called Denny. Denny.
Because I remember walking around like, hi, my name's Mac, and they're like, really? Mac. Everyone was like, are you sure? Like, why is your name Mac? Like, is that your real
And
name?
your Instagram handle as well. People
Yeah,
couldn't
so
comprehend
no one could
the
find
connection.
me on Instagram. It really fucked me over. Yeah.
Because
Really
I remember
sucked.
saying, yeah, my name's well, call me Mac, but my real name's Eden. And we were like, huh, how'd you get there?
Yeah. Yeah, how did I get there?
And then you were so polite for the first like 24 hours. You're like, yeah, it's just my nickname. And after the 24 hours, you're like, they fucking dropped it on me like right before I walked in. I didn't choose it.
Well, I was trying to be nice, and then you just like, fuck it. I know you can hear me. Fuck you guys. Into the microphone. And then I walk out of the show, and it's like Mac Daddy and like the Mac Attack and like
Mac, sack, and crack.
yeah, like just the worst thing ever. And then I've got like all these kids that watch the show being like, Mac. Like, who the fuck is that?
Daddy.
If there's one thing that I'm grateful for, it was that Australia got to learn how to actually pronounce my name correctly. So it was amazing to see people actually say my name properly in person. And I'm like, whoa, if anybody read that or like tried to speak English properly, comprehend how to say my name, like never in the chance in the world before. But now I'm like, cool,
I'm not
Australians
gonna
now
lie.
educated.
Yeah,
First time I saw your pillow, I said friend Coyce.
I'm pretty sure when Elias came back from the date, people were like, what's her name? He's like, oh, don't know. He couldn't remember my name when he'd gotten back.
Friend Coyce.
He's like,
Yeah.
something French.
Yeah, I was like friend Coyce. And then when we had that spelling bee, they were like, how do you spell Francois' name?
God.
I was like, friend Coyce. Francoise. Friend Coyce.
Correct.
They were like, correct. I was like, fuck yeah. Were there any? I was trying to think about this last night. We didn't really talk on any rules. What rules did we have? I know we all got I got a swear warning.
Oh, you had
That would
to
happen
keep
quite
your
early in the
microphone
morning. They're like, you've maxed your quota of swearing or saying fuck for the day. So we're like, oh, well,
Within
fuck.
the first 30 minutes of waking up, we'd all be laying there as the light comes on, like, fuck.
Yeah.
Were there any other rules?
You
I don't
couldn't
know
talk about your home, like not home
yeah.
life, but anything that's been happening on the outside, like for intruders.
Yeah.
I feel like that was
yeah.
a rule. And then when you're like swimming, you couldn't talk about things because you didn't have your
didn't
microphone
have your mic on.
Yeah, you had to like talk about conversations with
Oh,
your
when
microphone
they
on.
were charging changing the batteries
Yeah,
over when
we'd
we were
all,
eating.
like,
That
quickly
was
talk.
so hard.
Yeah.
So we would eat. You guys never saw us eat dinner.
That was
And-
another question that got asked a lot. They're like, did you guys ever eat? We never saw it.
Yeah, for
Eating
good
wasn't
reason.
glamorous. Oh,
Yeah.
especially
You
with
did
those
not
boys.
want to see us eat. It was
Cavemen.
fucking disgusting.
And the food
Jesus,
was
Stella, I really
disgusting.
Camp food with cavemen. You
Grant
put that
didn't
for
come up
TV.
for airmen.
Oh,
And it
yeah,
was
Grant
this.
was
It
the
was-
hard-
stab,
That
stab.
got aired though, didn't it? Grant eating pasta or something, I remember.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah,
he-
being a pig.
It was just rank. Like first of all, I don't know why you guys wanted to see us eat. But like, what's up with that? But no, it was for good reason. Plus, they take our mics off when we're eating at nighttime, and they change the batteries over. Is that what
Yeah.
they're doing? And then
at lunch,
and the villa producers are there as well. So like, they physically can't film because we're being babysat, so that we don't like talk about anything. They'll literally, was it Phoebe? She would get so angry. Phoebe had such a short temper. I loved it. I loved riling her up.
Other rules, not so much rules, but things that people didn't really know. So there's cameras everywhere. We're being filmed 24/7. There's cameras in the bathroom, not for any specific reason other than security. So if anything did happen, nobody's watching the bathrooms or the toilets all the time, like perving on you. But it's there if they need to go back and reference to it. We didn't know the time, so we didn't have any clocks or anything
Yeah,
like that.
that
We
was
didn't know
wild.
what time of day it was. We didn't know when we were being fed. We didn't know what activity was happening next. But we did figure out. We kind of got a bit of a gist of what the time was because Eden had a watch, but the time was changed. But I was always like the timekeeper. I spied.
You were.
Yeah.
I was spying on one of the
They
producers' watches,
eventually
and we
found
figure
Eden's
out.
watch. They took his watch.
No, I think they gave it to him, but they changed the time. But we'd figured out the time
yeah, right.
difference, and so if it said 2 o'clock on his watch, I knew that it was 2 hours ahead of the producers. So we like
Because speed
figured
dated
out.
Cass, I was getting sent on fucking dates and going on dates because I couldn't settle down. Every time I'd get out of the car, I'd look at the driver's watch, and then after like week 3, everyone stopped wearing watches. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and the phones. The phones didn't do anything other than receive a text or take pictures. So
I forgot we
we weren't
had
allowed to just
phones.
chat on the outside world.
Which, by the way, we didn't get any of those photos.
Yeah, we didn't get any.
So
No.
We were in there being little vloggers. I did
Yeah.
like a tour for my mum.
Yeah,
like
me
I was like,
too.
we're gonna get all of these photos.
Psych.
They just deleted
And
them all?
fucking you can't go to bed, so all the phones have to be up on charge before you go to bed.
Yeah.
And every time someone would lose their phone, and then how fucking remember when they come in the middle of the night to
They'd change over our mics while we were sleeping.
Yeah.
You had this ninja come through the night and grab your mic pack next to your head on your bedside table and swap over the battery.
fucked
So
up, man.
wild.
Like, imagine just seeing a stranger in the middle of the night, pitch black, just like creeping through the room, just like grabbing the mics. Like,
Watching you
we
sleep.
got desensitized to a lot of weird shit in that villa. Like,
1,000%.
and even like shitting on camera.
Oh yeah, I always used to talk to my mic guy. And
Holding
I'm
your
like,
mic
I'm
like
sorry
this."
that you have to hear this.
No, I couldn't do it. I would take my mic off and leave it at the door. Because I was like,
I had to sit in with Erin while she gave herself an enema.
oh yeah,
That's right.
yeah.
With what? Water?
No, just sticking on your
Those
bum. She
things,
was
because she was,
constipated as shit.
everyone in the villa was so constipated, and I wasn't, because I was
wasn't. I
eating
kept-
like the vegan food.
I
I
kept
guess.
sipping the tap water.
You
That's
probably
You're
That's
doing
one
a
way
shower
to
from
do
sex and
it.
sit in the shower.
So you keep me skinny.
But I remember there was a point, and Taylor hadn't shut in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And her stomach was like rock hard, and
I
everyone
remember
felt
that.
really bad for her.
We were
And they
all-
brought in kiwis. They're like, here you go,
Yeah.
eat kiwi.
So
Yeah.
not as glamorous as it looks. We're all constipated as shit.
Well, not you. You're just shitting everywhere.
Francoise is popping pimples on my bum and back.
Oh, everyone was doing that. We're like little monkeys.
Because there's
You'd come
nothing to
into
do.
my bag.
There's nothing to do in that villa. Like, you're thinking it's glamorous and we get to go out and do stuff in the day. You're literally locked in this villa with no activities. You can't read. There's no books. There's no card games. Like, because they just
Yeah.
want you to talk about,
About
feelings.
love.
And it
Feelings
stunk
all
like
fucking
shit
day.
because the sewage pipes up up the stairs.
No, the shower upstairs was always clogged because there was 10 people having a shower at the one time. And the
Yeah,
guys
you
were
had to
pissing
shower
on each other
with
in there.
multiple people. Eden and Erin had sex in the
Yeah,
shower.
yeah.
Like,
And it echoed like through the whole place in the shower.
my God, it was just a lot to handle.
Oh, I feel like a lot of people didn't see us swimming, but we actually swam a lot. But since, like,
Yeah, people would ask.
yeah, like, did you not even get in the pool?
Yeah.
And we did.
Yeah, I don't think
But
it
also-
was-
But conversations wouldn't happen in the
Yeah,
pool,
'cause you
so
don't
there
have
was no
Also, the pool
content
was
for them.
fucking freezing.
yeah.
And like it was kind of chilly for the first week. The first week that we were there, like it was pretty cold. Like it would get cold at night.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
And that pool was cold. Like I remember I didn't really swim in it, but even the hot tub, I didn't really go in the hot tub either.
Oh my God, I forgot that was a hot tub.
Yeah. Did you guys go in the hot tub much?
Was there? I can't even
Yeah,
say
I was like, I swear.
Yeah,
there was.
Yeah, there was because I remember there's a clip
Where?
of me walking out with Millie and Dom in the hot tub. And
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
like,
to the right of the pool.
Yeah, I forgot about
Yeah, no,
that.
I didn't go in it because our fucking housemates were grotty little feral people who publicly admitted to pissing and everything. So I was just like, that is just a breeding pool
she had
for
the-
diseases.
She really had no boundaries, didn't she? and it was upsetting because we had so many communal sauces and spreads.
Peanut butter.
And
Talking
don't
about
go
peanut
The
there with
only
the
snack
peanut
at the house.
She had this thing with not using utensils for some weird thing. I don't know why.
Fingers.
I don't know what her dramas were with spoons and knives and shit, but it was just always fingers.
Disgusting.
Oh, yummy. And the barbecues once a week. Remember when we'd cook our own?
God,
Remember we
yeah,
baked
yeah.
the
On the
beginning?
day off, there was a day that I begged to cook because I was like, I'm so fucking bored in here. I need
Yeah.
to do something. I need to release some
And then
of
we
my
made it like a
pressure.
weekly thing where we would do and then that's when Josh started. That's when he started lying to Gran about
Oh yeah,
all
their
these
little
stupid
boy chats at
facts.
the barbecue. Yeah.
to Google or whatever it
Yeah,
was.
Grant's like, really? And Josh was like,
The earth
Yeah.
being flat and all that kind of shit.
Oh, I feel like Grant would believe anything though.
yeah, yeah.
He probably believed that he didn't have a girlfriend.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it, but he probably started to believe his own lines in the end. They genuinely do.
Well, yeah. No, I think he did, but I think he got himself into a position afterwards where he's like, fuck, I have 2 girlfriends and I like both of them. Like, this isn't how it's supposed to go down.
Yeah, I do think he liked Taylor. I
Yeah.
think he did fall for her. Like you'd have to be a real sociopath
Yeah,
to do
you
that.
can't fake
to
all
fake
that.
that, yeah.
Yeah, I think he did like her, but obviously Taylor was like, "I'm not fucking having this."
Yeah, I feel like if,
Take that
if
cash
Taylor
and
had, I feel like if Taylor had turned around and been like, choose me over her, I feel like he would have.
Yeah, 100%. I think so. If you girls had your time again, A, would you do it again?
Knowing what we know now.
I wouldn't change anything.
You wouldn't, yeah. Well, yeah.
Would you do it again?
Would you do it
put
again?
yourself
Like go on.
In that
Yeah, would you go back on it?
No. Hell no.
I think the thing is, you'd be like knowing what you know, you'd be more mentally prepared to like have a bit more of a spine,
I
have
would
more
play
of a
that
say.
fucking game.
Yeah.
I would know exactly what.
Some people already knew how to play the
I'd
game.
cry less.
We were essentially so young though.
Probably
like,
not.
Young
Nah.
kids.
We were naive. We didn't have any idea
we
what
had
was
no idea
happening.
what
We
we're
didn't
walking
know what we were walking into and like the emotional stress you're going to be put under. So it's literally you're thrown into the deep end. They like do these things to purposely like mix with your emotions and put you on edge and make you feel heightened. So it's just like you go in now being like, okay, I actually have some control over myself and my say, and that I have rights.
Yeah.
Like you're not just this little puppet that the producers are like pushing along and like making you feel like you need to do what they say, otherwise you're going to get kicked off the show and sent back to Australia.
You can't have a real name.
Yeah, Edith, I know what you. Is there anything you'd say, fuck no, I'm keeping
keep
my
my
name.
name. Yeah.
Is there anything else you'd do differently or change?
No, I mean, I don't really like to look at past situations and like go, oh, I should have done this, I should have done that. I feel like that's a bad kind of mindset to have. But no, I don't think I'd do anything differently. Like it was kind of like I had to work with what I was given and it wasn't
a
much.
lot.
So I feel like, you know, if they'd thrown in some like
Decent
tall,
guys.
hunky, smart
Tall, handsome men. That's
men,
the thing. We
the
lacked
difference.
men.
There was boys in the house at the time. There weren't men, and all of us girls were
Yeah.
looking for men.
Yeah.
So none of us were really tempted to a point of like fighting over a dude or like.
For the sake of it as
thing.
well.
Everyone
couple
always
up and
asks,
stay
like,
there.
they're like Taylor and I were sort of the only ones that fought over a guy.
Thank God you lost that battle.
It's the only time I'm happy to lose. But did I lose though?
No.
Yeah, no one was worth fighting over.
Yeah.
Like it was more so like running away from. Like when I
You running far away from Jackson.
like when Jax came in, I was like, no.
What is this?
And he's like, well, but yeah, you like tall guys, but like I'm like an inch. I'm only like an inch shorter than Josh. I'm like, what fucking metric system are you working with, bitch? No.
I just love Jackson's mentality of like, obviously, like he went for every single girl in the house, like tried to do the rounds, and then as soon as he figured out that like he'd hear it through the grapevine that they're definitely not interested, he'd run to like beat you and be like, ooh, Mac, like I just see us as friends, buddy, like nothing more. And I'd sit there and I'm like, uh-huh.
damn.
I'm in the chat like, oh,
Oh.
uh-huh. Okay. He was a funny one. Do you not remember when Jax went out on the balcony that morning and he just started screaming like off the, and then we were all had to be like, we're a little bit concerned for our safety. Yeah.
Was I gone by then?
Was I still there?
I think we might have been gone by then.
I don't
So
know.
he was
No,
losing his
I
nana
remember
by then.
that.
Yeah. He was, losing his mind. And we'd be like, are you okay? He's like, yeah, I'm fine with me.
With all fair reason, he was losing his mind because so had everybody else.
No, I
He's
think,
just screaming into his imaginary pillow.
I don't think people realize like the level of the nervous breakdowns each and everyone had. Like everyone had their day of the nervous breakdown, and like
I had a
everyone was quite supportive
pretty
around
public-
that person.
Because you get it, we all understood like
Yeah.
what the hell you were feeling and going on in there.
Because I think that's when people ask, is there anything you would do differently? I think where people aim that with me is like, would you go crazy on Grant again? And the short answer is yes.
Yes.
I wouldn't change it because at the time, fucking oath, that's
That's how you felt.
like if I'm older, like now, I wouldn't go about it that way. But also, like, I was so highly strung. I was fucking done. I wanted to get out of there. And I was pissed off.
Yeah.
Fucking, and, like, at the time, I was like, it's not out of spite. It was out of spite. I'm big enough and ugly enough now to admit that it was out of spite. But, like, no, I wouldn't change it again.
Yeah.
Like, fucking oath I'd do it again. They deserved
girl.
it.
And the thing is, it made great TV. It made everybody like tune in for it. It's exactly what the producers wanted, exactly what everybody else wanted to see. So you're welcome.
Because that's a little tidbit when I was sitting there talking to Erin and I was like, fuck it, I'll just, if they let me go before Taylor, I'll just pick Grant. It's because in the recouplings, the producer will call out, like, he'll say, like, all right, Eden, you're up first.
They'll
like,
do a special order knowing kind of how things
and so
pan out.
I sort of said, like, that's why I hinted. I was like, if they let me go before Taylor, I'll just pick Grant. Because I was like, obviously they were the number one couple. And I was like, I don't know if I'm going to, how much I'm going to upset the system if I fucking break up this couple. And so I knew that if they let me go before Taylor, then I sort of had, like, the green light to do whatever I want and, like, wreak havoc. And they let me go before.
They heard you say that and they were like, recoupling right now.
But like, if you watch the UK Love Island, like, fuck me, like, we are nothing compared to what they do. Like,
Well, they're drunk on
they
there.
steal them left, right, and center.
Yeah.
They do it all the time. So I'm like, Australia, you need to follow suit. Like,
Oh, they drink on this?
Yeah, they get
get a little
blind.
bit.
We
No,
have
I
different...
think I've watched a few of their like Q&As and they say they get 2 drinks.
yeah.
No, they get quite, like, because Liv from... Olivia from season 3, like Olivia, Cam, Chris, she was blind. And like she said, it, like the boys have said in interview that you can see she's
I think
drunk.
it was after that they started counting
Yeah.
it because I realised like having drunk people do things
Because
at night
that
and then the
was
next day it didn't have a
that
continuous
was the
story.
last season 2 in UK that they were allowed to smoke. Because remember
Yeah.
that, and the public were like, "This is," because they were like chain smoking
Yeah.
because they were all so bored.
And people picked up like smoking habits there because like Erin was a smoker. I don't know if she still smokes, but she was a smoker on the show. And remember the little Spanish woman when we'd go out on our dark days and we'd get to like go to the beach and shit, and Erin would be like waiting back with her like punch and durries hiding from the producers, and I'm like, for fuck's sake.
funny.
And they're like, yeah, you got to be out incognito, and they've got us in like these huge blacked out Mercedes vans, and I'm like, way to like fly under the radar, Love Island. Like, mum's behind the scenes here watching the live filming, and she wants to know what the goss is on Jax because we've pretty much just been peppering him the whole show.
Pretty much, he would say like stories that weren't true and then just like keep going on with them.
He had a big imagination.
We were,
Yeah.
you know, imagination.
And he lied and said that his real legal name was Jax, and it wasn't. He had it legally changed. And
His
he
real name's
said,
Christian.
and he said that a fan paid him money to get that
Oh,
big
yeah.
Sons of Anarchy tattoo, and
Which
they
they
didn't.
didn't.
He was
Yeah.
just lied about the weirdest things.
The weirdest
and,
things that we wouldn't have even
and
cared
the lies
about.
were so big that he would lose track of them, and then we would be like, hang on, didn't you say a fan paid you to get that tattoo? And he'd be like, oh yeah, like the fan did, but then she died, so like, I feel like, what did I ask? Like, how do I unsubscribe from this making things?
That was so funny.
Going into so I got you guys to ask some questions in case we somehow ran out of things to talk about, but we're not. just getting a little sidetracked. What was the hardest thing giving up going into the house? I think everyone just expects to say
Your
phone.
freedom.
Food.
Your freedom.
Your
No, 'cause
sanity.
You don't
Your
these are all
rights.
things that you don't think you're going to lose. Like, I didn't think I was going to go insane. I didn't think the food would be shit.
The food was terrible.
No, just your normal, like, general rights of making your own adult decisions and being
Yeah.
like, when I want to go do something, I can, like,
I
make
felt
my own
like
choice.
a child.
Yeah. Not allowed to leave the
Yeah,
house.
it was,
like-
and it's more so like, it wasn't going in that I was like, oh, like, I think it was like connection to the outside. That was what I knew I was losing going in. But yeah, within the first couple of days, I was like, what do you mean I can't do this? Like, we couldn't even like box with it, like just the smallest things. They were like, you can't do
and
this.
we couldn't
you can't do
sleep
that.
during the
Yeah,
day.
if you just wanted to lie down.
Yeah, you couldn't
like-
have a nap even though
couldn't
you've
have
only
a
had like
nap.
3 hours sleep.
Yeah,
You're
like,
going
we were so
crazy.
tired.
You try and sneak into the bedroom, like you just like crawl in. It's so fucking hard to hide from those cameras, but you try and like slink in somewhere and just like be like a cat and just like curl up behind a couch or something, just so you can get a little bit of peace. And then one of the fucking producers would be like, "Come on,
Go back
come
out.
Especially if
outside."
like there was nothing going on in the day. If there was drama going on somewhere else, you could get away with being invisible because if you weren't part of it. But if there was 3 of us went to take a nap, they're like, no, that's content missing for them. They need chats, and
they're like, "Wake
especially if they're lacking with entertainment for the day. So
I'm just one of those people though that like I have a social battery and then I have to go and recharge it by myself. Otherwise I get really like distance and
it's just overwhelming.
yeah,
Like, when there's so
and
many big
you
personalities, you're like freaked
you
out.
couldn't do that. So then towards the end I just got to the point where I was like, Yeah, just not well.
No.
Not well. But I'm so glad we all, like, although it was really not the best time for everyone, it was a really good time as well because we all got to meet each other. And
I mean, we had
honestly,
some
I'm
glad we
amazing
did it.
moments.
I think I look back and I try, like, I have so many positive moments. Like, the first one that came to mind, like, because it was when we were talking about napping, because generally we weren't really allowed to hang out in the bedroom during the day, but, like, one of the times that stands out for me is when I was laying in bed with Josh and Dom, and I think I was, like, platonic with both of them at this point. Like, this was, like, maybe 4 days before I left, and, like, we were just laying on the couch talking shit, like, laughing, and I remember just laughing so much, and I think it's because I was at a point of, like, delirium. Like, we were just, like, fucking staring at the ceiling. There was, like, a bug crawling across, and we were just, like, I don't know what was setting us off, but we were just, like, laughing. It's just, like,
You're just
little
having
moments.
mate time, normal mate time.
And it was so fun and just
so many good
nice. Like,
times.
those, like, special moments were nice. Like, I don't know, it was intense, but it was also a unique experience, and I think that's
it
what
was super fun.
I enjoyed. Like, it was fucked, and there's so many parts of it I hated, but, like, I have the positives outweigh the negatives for me 100%. Like, it's more so like after the show I didn't like the year after the show was rough for me. Like, I would have, because everyone says, like, oh, it must be like a relief to come out, but you're so protected in there. Like, you are wrapped in bubble wrap in there because you have no opinions of the outside world, because it's all live. You have no idea what anyone's saying about you. I didn't know I was fucking Australia's villain, so I mean, I had some kind of idea towards the end after I, like, flipped the table and walked out. I could assume I knew I wasn't going to be liked after that. But for the most part, I didn't realise I was as hated as I was.
You also don't know what people are seeing or thinking, so you come out and you're just like a child that's been kicked into this, like, big world, and you have no idea what you're supposed to think or do from now. And the other thing was we weren't really given guidance after it.
They put you at the airport, they give you your phone back, and you're like,
you don't hear your
holy shit, that's a lot of followers.
I remember we all turned our phone on at the airports, and our phones were just like, like, it just wouldn't stop. My phone was going to break.
Yeah.
So I know what they have done is now they disable comments. So the producers, they take over our social media whilst we're in the house, so we don't have any contact with that. But I know what they've done now is they monitor and disable the comments. So, you know, hate and all of that nasty stuff is limited, that when you do come out and you get your phone, you know, you're a little bit sheltered. I don't know to what extent, but I do know that they monitor
that is better, because I just remember
negativity
coming out and going through and seeing all the comments and being like, oh, this girl has such a big forehead. Oh, this girl should shut up. This girl's boring. Like, they just
I know, social
would
media is
publicly rip you to shreds.
And people say you put yourself in that position, you knew what you were signing up for. It's like, no, until somebody tells you, I hate you, go kill yourself, you're a piece of shit, like all these nasty things, you know that it's out there, you know that it exists. But when it's actually said to you, you're like, oh.
But also, lock it the fuck up. Just because I'm on a reality show and we go a little crazy, don't fucking tell me to kill myself.
Yeah.
Like,
We've all grown a thick
It is
skin
a
from it.
TV show. Key word there. It's
Like,
a show on a television
it's the
with real
audacity
people.
that they call us crazy and this, that, and the other. And it's like, you realise you're getting so bent out of shape over a fucking reality show. Do not look in the mirror and be quiet.
They're really hung up that you pick Grant. Just really hung up
Still
about
to this day, they're like, what's the beef there? Tell us.
Why'd
hate
you
him,
do
don't
it, you nasty bitch?
But everyone. A few questions. I'm seeing a lot of Shelby and Dom. How long did you guys date for afterwards? and any post-show hookups, secret post-show hookups.
Did you date after it? Didn't Taylor date him?
Yeah, remember I posted that
think it was
video.
like
of
a
me-
She was first.
I think it was like a.
Remember I posted that video
were
of
you
me doing a
dating him
sit-up
after?
on his.
I don't know if we're dating. I don't know. He didn't,
Remember I
Dating,
posted that
hooking
video
up.
of me doing the sit-ups on his at Morris Jones,
Oh, yeah.
and it fucking blew.
Yeah,
that's right.
Oh my
They're
god!
like-
I was like, when? Oh yeah, because we're all out.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
like-
everyone was like, Cass, you snake. You just keep taking the girls' men.
I'm like, have him.
And I was like,
Take him.
Technically, I had him first in both scenarios.
Sherry's
I'll get you on a technicality. How long was it? Would you say it was dating? Yeah, you were.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but it was like different states. So I
very
feel
loosely
like,
we'll use that term. But yeah, probably like a month or so. I can't really remember.
And was there any post-show hookups? Did anyone hook up?
Oh yeah,
Right.
Yes.
all
But I'm
of
not
them. I
saying.
just couldn't wait to get my hands on them. No,
Teddy baby, where you
I've
at?
hooked up with the girls. Like, that's what I feel like I've gotten my action. You know, kiss the girls.
Oh, I was
Oh yeah, we kissed last night.
I was finger back.
There's a video of me and you last night. But no, just friends. I think it was like quite sad because I remember being in the house and like we were just so bonded. Everyone, like all the girls, all the guys. I was like, this is the best group ever. Like this is so strong, and the bond. We'd all have these big group hugs and cry together and laugh together.
Until we left.
And I was like, oh my god, this is going to be amazing after the show. Like we all said that we're all going to get matching tattoos. We're all going to hang out.
We were all going to have a
Mingo
tattoo later. And then Eden had to go fucking cuckoo.
Yeah, and then we came out and all of a sudden just shit hit the fan and just people went in all different directions and
People just got on with their lives.
We all came off the show and Jax had blocked us all. No, fuck no.
You had to think about that for a sec.
Everyone thought I was hooking up with Alias because he came and
stayed
with me. But we didn't. We didn't.
Are you sure?
We didn't. I don't know why I made that very sus. He's going to fucking kill me. He is going to murder me. We didn't. Okay?
Nah, other people were hooking up with him, not you.
What's a scandalous secret? What's something scandalous that happened in the show? Who doesn't know?
I know. She's like,
Nah, it's good.
Wait, you know what?
What do you
know
about?
what?
Hooking up. Did I? No, I didn't.
Huh?
What don't I know?
We're good. We're
I'm
good.
so
Next question.
confused.
I missed it too. I don't know what's going on.
Someone hooked up.
Penny is not drunk. It's good. Next question.
Next question.
Next question.
Thank you. Next question. What's a secret that happened in the villa? Someone shit themselves.
That wasn't a secret. Who that was a secret.
Was there anyone, like, first impressions that you didn't like that you like now?
Erin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Francoise.
Crazy.
She came in, I didn't like her at all. Did not.
I just came in very overwhelmed. I was very honest, and it didn't fly well because everybody
Didn't
was
like
being
it.
nice
And
and
Erin-
niceys.
and
And I was like,
also-
oh yeah, this is what the public think on the outside. And everybody's like, what?
And
So I was
she'd
like, oh,
been
fuck,
in
shouldn't have
for
said that.
not even fucking 24 hours. Erin and I sitting there by the pool, and she's on her hands and knees, like, crawling around the pool, talking to bugs. And I was like,
Bored off my
I was
tits.
like, the new girl is not sweet.
She's not
And
doing well.
Erin and I were like, yeah, don't know about her.
Yeah.
But then she came around, obviously. We came around.
Yeah, I
Good
remember
lesson
watching
there.
because I had to watch the first week as an intruder, and every episode I have to write in
Yeah, I had to do that too.
who I like, who I don't like, who I would go for.
I'd love
And
to
out of
do
the girls, I was like, I don't know with Erin. I feel like Erin is just gonna pick. If she likes you, you're on a good side. You're gonna get the best of her, and if she doesn't, like,
I think
good
that's
luck
true.
to
She's
you.
unapologetically herself,
Yeah,
so
so
it's
I was like,
intimidating.
I just don't know how me and her would get along. And the moment I met her, I was like, I love
Yeah.
her.
Yeah.
See, I thought I was going to be, like, because I was first in the villa with Millie. I thought Millie was who I was going to be friends with. Erin, I was a bit like, oh, you're a bit scary. But Erin, to me, was like, you are so shy. Like, I'm going to take you under my wing. And that she did. And everyone blames poor Erin for, like, me turning into, like, a raging beast. Which, like, she gave me a backbone and she gave me the confidence. I think that's a
She
good
backed
thing.
your corner.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. And Erin is probably the first person, like the first female friendship ever where I had such a loyal friendship. Like, she backed me no matter what. She never questioned anything. Like, she was always in my corner.
Yeah.
And I've never had such blind loyalty. Like, it was...
True friend.
Yeah, it was honestly the best. At times, like, blindly loyal where...
Sometimes you'd have no sense or reason.
Yeah.
Like, you
I-
could say something and she'd be
Yeah.
like, absolutely.
And
Even if
also-
it wasn't like,
Fucking never make a promise with Erin. If she's going to swear on your life, don't let her fucking do it.
Well, good lesson there, guys. Can never judge a book by its cover.
yeah, exactly.
I'll still do it.
I was so horny the whole time I was on there too, so I could have easily done it.
Did any of you masturbate while you're on there?
No. I think
Ellis
I
did in the
once,
shower
I
once.
think I once
course you
like
You have
was
no
like
privacy.
considering it, and then I went to the upstairs bathroom and I was like, no, this place smells. I was like, it's just not happening.
Yeah, the sewage coming straight
But
out
that
of
was
the shower
honestly
drain.
as soon as I went to that other villa, like when I was out, it's the first thing I did.
Oh, that villa was hectic. Yeah, so when I think it was like the last 4 or 5 people.
That's where the tea happened.
Oh my
villa.
god, that was crazy. So we all got taken to a villa, so we could come back for the finale. So that, like, I think there was you, me, Teddy, Millie. There was a fair few people, and oh my god, it was crazy. Because I think we had alcohol, and we had not had alcohol for ages, and we were all skipping in the pool.
You guys were. So what happens is, I think Shelby and Millie have decided, I'm going to get naked and jump in the pool. So obviously then Dom and Mark follow suit. So they're all in the pool naked. Teddy turns and looks at me and goes, well, should we? I was like,
so much crazy stuff happened.
Wasn't Teddy trying it on you in the villa as
yeah,
well?
as soon as we got to that thing, he's like, oh, should we share a room? And I was like, no.
No.
Like, if it didn't happen in there, it's not happening here.
Damn, baby, read the room.
And all you could hear in that villa was just like,
oh, Millie and Mark. Oh my
and Dom, though?
God.
Yeah, you and Dom.
no.
Yeah, I was like, me, just stuck, and then I'm like with Teddy being like, well,
It was
I mean,
so
they
bad.
asked,
You're like,
should we?
don't even think about
Yeah.
Teddy's just like, should we?
Jesus. But yeah, Millie and Mark were going out for hours. I had to go sleep on the couch. It was like a movie scene where it's like the
I'm pretty sure, yeah, you came out and you described it as like screaming banshees.
yes. It's like, surely this isn't for real. And then they wake up so fresh-eyed. Oh, that's the best sleep ever. We're all looking at them at breakfast like,
It was
traumatized.
so bad.
yeah.
Oh,
Good time.
fucking hell. Like, you say you got toxic vibes from someone, but like, overall, I'd say for the girls,
Wait, what? Oh, okay, never mind.
overall, I'd say we were pretty lucky. Like, in terms of girls, we
didn't have a
we're
bully
so
or
lucky.
anything like that. You
Yeah.
know,
There'd
like
be arguments, but you always made up by the end of the day.
Yeah, like it was
Because you
always
had
just
no
Aaron
other
and Millie.
Yeah,
I was like, you had to.
People definitely had their moments of being disrespectful or, you know, a little bit immature. But I'm like, I have to look back on that and think we're all like 21,
Yeah.
around
So
that
young.
age, like so
Yeah.
young. Like, of course, like shit like that's going to happen. But yeah, I think we were quite lucky in the terms of like, even the guys, like obviously they had their downfalls, and Grant is very twisted. But apart from that, like even I was saying Eden on the show, like when everything came out about him, we were also
was
heartbroken
crazy.
because he was he was like my favorite person.
He
on
was
the
really,
show.
I was surprised by him.
He was
when I
like my
came
First
in.
brother.
person
Yeah.
that would come grab me and like, Mac, let's have a chat. How you
Yeah.
going today? Like,
Yeah.
can I put you through an exercise? Is that going to make you feel better? Like, he was the first.
took on
person
an
that
alpha
everyone-
role.
Yeah.
like
He was
like
he really
the-
was like the dad of the
Yeah.
house, like, and that's the
Saddest
worst part. Like, I didn't.
But it's always from the people you least expect.
Yeah, and like
it's
it just
whatever happens behind closed doors.
And seeing what he did to Erin and like the toll it had on her after the show, like that was devastating. And that for me, like, we'll do like the highs and lows of the villa. Like I think it was sad to see like how easily people could trick us, like Grant and Eden. Like that's like.
Well, that's the thing. You don't know these people from above, so
you're so
you only see what they're
vulnerable
like
and you're so
in the real world.
trusting, and you want to think the best of everyone. So that was definitely my downfall, was like just how manipulative people could be.
Yeah.
But yeah, you girls were honestly the best thing to come out of that show. Like, we had the best fun together.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that was What do you
I think
guys?
we were lucky in the sense that, like, if there was alcohol, true colours would have come out like a lot quicker. You know, when you meet guys and they're so perfect,
Yeah.
and then they get drunk and you're like, oh no,
Yeah,
like they have
that's-
some major.
And like I would think as well, like say Josh for example, like he was a bit more shy and reserved, and like that, like for me, like I didn't really love that, because I love a guy that's like really forward and confident, and so like whereas with Josh, I feel like maybe if he had a little bit of liquid courage, it would have given him a bit more confidence. But then I don't know that I would like that, because I wouldn't want a guy that can only like hit on me or
When
be
he's
super confident when he's
wasted,
drunk. Like I want it when it's sober. So it's good in that aspect that it doesn't allow for anyone to hide behind alcohol. But yeah, I feel like
Sometimes it's a good icebreaker just
Yeah.
to get you feeling a bit more comfortable.
we would have
and
known
loose.
about Eden a lot sooner, I think.
yes.
If there was alcohol. But what was the best part for the show for you guys?
Meeting you, bitches.
Just walking up with friendships, and it's something that's really unique because we're the only ones that know what you went through.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just describe it to anybody else on the outside, what you go through, and like, we can't even speak about it now because you just understand.
Yeah.
So it's
cool.
it's something really unique that you walk away with, and you're like, cool, we're
Yeah,
gonna
and
know these people
especially
for life.
4 years on, like to have the friendship that we do, and you don't see this from any reality shows. Like to have 6 of us girls who are still close and so supportive, like that is pretty much unheard of. That's fuck the guys.
I love us.
We're gonna
It really did turn out to be Friend Island.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there was no yes, as Erin loves to say.
It's not
This
Friend
is not Friend Island. What is all this friend
is.
talk? Fuck it. I miss Erin. We love you, Erin. We wish you were here.
Yes.
Right. Well, any last
Final words?
pieces of wisdom? Anything? If anyone applying for Love Island, any advice you would give them?
Just make sure you're really mentally sure of yourself, and
Maybe
Just
like
remember
maybe start getting therapy before the show. Like just like
Book in.
book in for after. No, I just think stay true to yourself, be yourself, and be strong.
Don't try and be anyone from a previous season. If there's one thing that's made anyone fall quicker, do not pretend to be.
he's trying to be a personality
Like
was loved before.
In season 2, we saw a few people that were like trying to portray like me or Erin or like Taylor, like people were trying to take on those roles. You need to just go in as yourself, like back your personality, back the reason you were chosen. The fact that you're chosen out of the thousands of applicants, let that drive your confidence. Like, granted, they're seeing a little bit of crazy in you, like that's why you're being chosen. We said this last night. I was like, I want to know what they saw in me.
They do a very thorough mental check
Yeah.
and background and all of that, and you list everything that you may have insecurities on or like
What was the puzzle piece
anxieties
missing?
and stuff like that. But they know you need to be a little bit unhinged every now and then to bring in some quality entertainment.
Yeah. So that's my back yourself. Be aware that if you're getting chosen, it's because they think you're slightly crazy and you'll make good TV.
Which is a positive.
But it's fun. You will
It's a
have
great trait to have.
All the crazies
You
are
will
the
have
best.
the fucking time of your life, and hopefully you meet.
Yeah, best time ever.
Yeah, you meet.
Yeah,
good
if they
people.
put it back to Spain, which we're hopefully thinking it is, right?
They've announced it's like they're saying
We're
it's in Spain.
We're not meant to know that.
No, they've said it on the Instagram. They're saying it's public.
Okay,
yeah,
fabulous.
they
It
have,
says
they
like
have.
it's in Spain this
Yeah,
year.
they have.
Okay,
They
great.
have. That's true.
Thank God.
That's
Well,
true.
yeah, definitely apply for it because it's back in Spain.
Free holiday.
But that's the thing. It's
Does
not
that
a
mean
holiday.
they've got more of a budget?
It's
now?
not a
It is
fucking
not
holiday.
a fucking holiday. You do not get to see any of Spain. You go there, you sit in a hotel,
you
and then you
feel
go to
like
the villa.
you feel like you need a holiday after that.
Yeah,
That's
All right, you negative Nellies.
well, it's the truth.
Do you reckon we'll be back in the same villa?
Nah, surely not.
No, I reckon they'll probably
Excuse
either like
Yes, you.
change that one or go to another. I don't know why they don't put them in the UK villas because they're sick.
They probably don't have the budget.
Yeah.
Well, I think the UK villa is as it is now. It's been bought and it's now owned as the Love Island villa. They don't do it up each season, so I think they've just purchased it, obviously, because
Yeah,
they've
right.
got cash money.
Money.
We need to find our villa and go back to it next
I
year.
would love to
my
go.
God.
Yeah, we're going to do it. All right, ladies. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I love you all.
Thank you for having us.
But that's enough niceties. I fucking hate you all. Yeah, so grateful. Thank you for the support.
Thanks for having us.
I hope you
Thanks
guys
for having
hope you guys enjoyed the absolute shit that we just talked for the last hour. Poor Tyler behind the camera is just about to explode. Don't
We
forget
pulled
to
through
give
the
the video a
hangover.
thumbs up and subscribe, and
Like and
I will see you
subscribe.
guys next week for episode 3. Bye guys.
Ciao.
See ya.